All right, let's talk about this blended rate calculator. So forgive my eyes. I'm actually going to be looking at the screen beneath the camera. Now, the first thing you're going to have when you look at this is going to be how to use this sheet page. So this will give you some basic guidance on what to do here. At the end of the day, this is not financial advice. It's not a suggestion that you should or shouldn't refinance, that you should or shouldn't do anything with your money. But hey, let's get honest and get real with the debt that you have, and then work with it. So that's going to be part one. Then if you go here, you got two tabs at the bottom. You got the blended rate calculator, tab number one, and tab number two is consolidate debt cash flow change. Okay, so in number one, you're going to fill in all the areas that are yellow. So we're going to go everything that's yellow here. Okay, call that yellow. And then you're going to fill in, this will be yellow on an as needed basis. You're going to do all of this section here as well. Let's go. All right, get all that to be yellow. Fill in your interest rates. You want all of that to be yellow. And then as needed, where it says term, you're going to have all of that be yellow. I'm going to walk you through all that in a second. Okay, and you got yellow up top. All right. If it's green, it's going to be a natural, it's going to be a calculated output. Same thing with the white areas, nothing to do there. So just fill in where you've got yellow. So first thing will be, if you have an existing mortgage, fill in who your servicer is. So let's just say it's Wells Fargo. Okay. And let's say you took out a $450,000 loan in November of 2020. Your current balance is $435,000, let's just say, and let's say you had a 3% interest rate. And you'll see that will calculate the principal and interest payment. Okay, cool. Nothing else to do. Then you're going to come down to this section where it says, this is where you input your information. When you get this, everything is going to be marked at select. Okay, so you're going to go along and you're going to select each one of these on your own and then fill in what the date is. I'm going to go through all this lickety split and show you what it all looks like. So when it shows up this way, okay, boom, boom. Okay, when it shows up this way, then you're going to be in a scenario where you're going to be filling in, this information. Okay, so this information is going to tell you what you need to know. So right out of the gate, if something says select, then it's blanked out, right? But in this case, Nelnet, that's a student loan company. Okay, we need to enter our amount. What is the amount of the original loan? So I took out a $35,000 student loan, let's say. Okay, I had a 6.33% interest rate on that, and it's a 20-year term. Then that means that I've got a $257.46 a month payment. Okay, this MasterCard, that's a credit card. When I do that, you'll see the original amount changed to NA. There's nothing for me to do there. Don't need to change anything if it says NA. Okay, then what's going to happen is I plug in whatever the interest rate is, and then I need to say, okay, it's got a $15,000 balance. There's no term on it because a credit card is open-ended. It goes on and on and on and on and on. If you pay your minimum balance, you'll be out of debt in about 700 years. Okay, but if a minimum payment is 1% of the balance, then it's $150. So I just auto calculate that. Visa, that's also a credit card. We're going to do the same thing with that. Discover, also a credit card. You can see I've got some stuff already pre-filled here. Amex, also a credit card, 19%, $13,000 balance. Then I got an auto loan right here. Cap One Auto, let's call that an auto loan, 7.5% interest rate, which is a little bit higher than the national average. And it's got a $37,000 balance. My original amount, let's just say, was $43,000, which is about a current, typical car loan right now. And then we're going to say I bought a Honda, also an auto loan, 6%. Let's say that was a $35,000 car. Okay. And then finally, let's say I bought, I bought a Tahoe or a Yukon or something, right? And that's a big car, $63,000. Okay. and that's a $900 payment. So you calculate all these payments over here. Program does all the math for you. Okay, and then let's just say finally I got a medical bill down there at the bottom, and the terms I've got with the hospital, maybe it was a $10,000 medical bill that was not covered by insurance or anything else, and so they gave me 4 years to pay that. Okay, so now I know what my payments are on these. I know what my interest rates are on these. I've got a total of $3,099.47 per month that's going to be going out. And I got a total of $193,000 in non-mortgage debt. Cars are really expensive. I mean, the outstanding balances on those cars, a little trick for you in Google Sheets, if you just highlight those three, that's $112,000 worth of car loans. Okay. I think our first home was $110,000. So now what we're going to do, so when we're looking at all this, right? Let's just add one more, okay? And just one more time to reiterate how the different cells work. So in the type of debt section, you've got the drop down. And if you choose auto loan, you'll see it changes to enter amount and enter term, okay? If you have a student loan, it's going to be enter amount, enter term. If you have a credit card, it's going to say NA and no term. There's no term to a credit card, and there's no starting balance. It's a very flexible, pliable, fungible thing. It just changes all the time, right? So that's important when you're filling all these things in, right? So then we're just going to take it back to select. You'll say it's 000 and enter term, okay? So when that occurs, we've got some changes here. And look, there's 20 fields here, right? Add that up. Get that out of the way. Yeah, there's a lot of different fields that you can fill in. Okay, so if you need more, shoot me a note. I'll help you out. If you don't need more, leave them blank going down the line. Once all this calculates all this information up, again, we've got $193,000 in total outstanding non-consumer debt, $3,099 per month. We're going to bring that up here. That automatically populates in, says that's what your total outstanding liabilities are, and you're at an average rate of 11.67%. So you can see that, change this for a second. If that student loan rate was 9%, now that goes to 12.5%, right? If this wasn't a medical bill, let's just pretend for a second that it was, Lending Club or Prosper or somebody like that, right? And that was just an installment loan of some sort. That's probably going to be like a 16% interest rate for that $10,000 note. That might have been a 5-year term, $243 a month. But now we're up to 12.67% for the interest rate. If that was a higher interest rate, which sometimes they are, we'll do that. And now we're at 12.72. If it was a lower rate, you're able to get 12.51. So that's where that all comes to. That gives you an idea of, hey, what am I working with? What is my level of discomfort? And then finally, in the final tab here, if you were going to consolidate that, what would that look like? So, again, where you're going to fill in information, where you may want to fill in information, is you could plug in there. You could say, hey, I want to try to consolidate X amount of money per month. Let's change these to black because that just looks better. Whoops, yellow, and the font, we're going to go there. Okay. All right. And then, who knows what your interest rate is, who knows what your term is, but that interest rate calculates there, or that payment rather does. And then if you add that to your existing mortgage, it would look like that. So anyway, if you got questions, give me a call, shoot me a text, shoot me an email. I'm happy to help you out however I can. Again, Rich Hayden, 703-957-0790. Take it easy.